Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. Right out of the gates, here's Smith. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. The numbers for Bateman in that game a week ago. 6 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. The first carry now. This is Williams. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this up to the 42. No slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early, because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their...
No, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Cowboys have recovered. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard, and he'll be brought down at the 27. The Cowboys at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. Pollard going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the jaw. Pollard again. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They were held out last time. Here now is 3rd and goal from the 1. On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. So he's able to sneak it in, and credit to the guys up front.
Oh, without a doubt, because they have the leverage on this play. We always talk about low man wins and one-on-one battles. That's exactly what happened there. Their offensive line lower than the defensive front.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10.
Alert! Alert! Reload!
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Smith. And that's incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump-off passes. This guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
A slant route caught by Bateman. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Let's go now.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
On the jump.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
So here are the Cowboys to take over. Last week, good result. They were able to beat the Detroit Lions, and now they are on the good side of the scoreboard right now as well. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. It's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way, and then go for the big finish.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Barton. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 35. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look touchdown, Dallas. From 19 yards away. And the Cowboys have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. From the 6. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Hey, check, no.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. Open man is born. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Smith. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 30 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Throwing again is Smith. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, he picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball, running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third. And
it's only good if you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's a great return.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now again here to Pollard. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. From the 30 on 2nd down, Prescott. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Trying to run for it with Pollard. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. It's a keeper with Prescott. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try to win this ball game.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it fourth down. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
And this is one of the dangers of letting your quarterback run the football. Now, look, he goes through ball security drills just like a running back does. But most of the time, the quarterback swings the ball away from his body. And in traffic, sometimes they forget to protect it.
Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Now Jones, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. Right to the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me. That was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Up the middle, Jones. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Jones. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
2nd and goal from the 1. Prescott.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Cowboys will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Ravens ready to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Ready.
Now Gino on 1st down. His throw incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
This one left side caught by Gibson.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Smith. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne.
And he is going to have a Ravens 1st down, as that'll be a gain of 15 on 4th.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So a big play there on 4th, and now 1st and 10 at the 30.
Now he dumps this off over the middle.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here we go with Williams. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped him 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. It'll be a handoff to Pollard, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the pickup there to bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd and 9 from the 44. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they're going to speed things up here. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had... Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Well, Prescott here to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action now. Prescott. Looking left sideline. Incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Steps away to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but They'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
And the Ravens taking the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
On first down, it's Smith.
That's taken in by Duvernay. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. On first and 10, Smith. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. On second and 10, Smith.
Complete to Likely.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Maybe in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Again, Smith. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win